G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the strength, Piccolo and Gohan Kid unit and basically just how good they are in DBZ Dokkan Battle. Now this is the epic defensive battle. Piccolo and Gohan Kid exchange into Gohan Kid, and they're a very interesting unit. They have a couple limitations, but we'll chat about them in general. So a big thing for me, when it comes to them, obviously one of the huge kind of talking points about them as a character is the fact that they have a revive skill. Super duper important, very critical to how they incorporate themselves into teams and just how they do in general. Now, in terms of Piccolo and Gohan, Bond Master and Disciple, or Saiyan Saga category lead of 170% with 30% for Earthbred fighters. I think this is okay. Obviously, it's quite difficult for them to have a really crazy leader skill, but I think it's a pretty decent one, if I'm being honest. Really raises attacking defense one turn. Key +2 attacking defense of 150% with an additional attack boost by up to 150% depending on the amount of HP remaining. The less HP, the more attack boost. An additional attacking defense of 100% when performing a super. Damage reduction of 40% if HP is higher than 70%. 30% Bond Master and Disciple or Saiyan Saga category support. Superclass allies get Key +1 and attacking defense of 30% for 3 turns if this unit is the third attacker in a turn. And if HP is 70% or less at the start of the character's attacking turn, or starting from the 7th turn from battle, they will revive with 70% HP recovered by exchanging with Gohan Kid. Gohan Kid is just basically an augmented version of themselves, except instead of damage reduction, he has evasion, but that evasion is entirely dependent on whether you have a Goku on the team, and this actually causes the unit a few more problems than one might think. So Gohan, Key +2, attacking defense of 150%, an additional 100% attacking defense when performing a super. If HP is 58% or more, another 100% attack. An additional attacking defense of 300% for the first turn from appearance with +12 key. Attacks are effective against all types starting from the 3rd turn from appearance. Superclass allies get Key +2 and he has a great chance of performing a critical hit if there's a pure Saiyans category enemy. Will evade the enemy's attack, including super attacks, for 1 turn from the character's entry turn, and has a high chance of evading the enemy's attack, including super, starting from the 3rd turn from the character's entry turn, when there's an ally whose name includes Goku. Now, the fact that you have to have a Goku character is kind of the, I want to say, critical point here. What this does is it actually kind of limits the unit because, like, if you look at a Bond of Master and Disciple team, there isn't a crazy Goku character on there. So it's really something that's quite, I want to say pivotal. When I say pivotal, it's really one of those things that's quite important to note, because when you're team building with this guy, you need to understand that basically if there's no Goku, you don't have that evasion, and without that evasion, events where there's AoE attacks, like the Mega Shenron or the Fusion Zamasu or anything like that, are immediately going to give you a very bad time. Like, you're going to have a very bad time. And that's okay, like, it's not the end of the world, but it is something important to note, because ultimately at the end of the day, if you are someone who is looking to really maximize this character, you want to have a Goku. And if you can't have a Goku, then you're going to have some problems. So it's something that you do need to kind of accept and anticipate, something you need to be willing to kind of build around and understand when it comes to the unit. Other than that, they're pretty good. At 55%, you're looking at 150k defense, depending on support, so ranging between 130 to 160k start of turn defense. Upon super, that goes up quite a bit though, easily over the 450k mark, which is really good, and tends to help out the unit a lot. So that's very important. Then of course, as well, alongside that, the attack damage, not crazy. At full health, we're looking at like 4 million, which isn't honestly that bad. If you really think about it, it's yeah, it's not bad at all. 4 million or so. But realistically, it's the lower you get on health where you're going to kind of feel that attack stat go up. It's just not going to be super duper high at the beginning. But it can get pretty high. It can get to, like 6-7 million, which at 55% is really good. It's just obviously you don't want to actually be low on health. It's like a weird thing because like, oh, okay, they're going to do damage, but they're going to be low on health. So yeah, it's just kind of one of those things. Of course, beyond that, I will say, yeah, Gohan looks pretty good. I think overall the unit looks really good. I do personally like the unit a lot. I think the animations are really solid, and I think the unit does help out Saiyan Saga quite a bit. But I do think that there are limitations to the unit. Like I mentioned, you need to have kind of like a Goku. You need to have these sort of things happening, and I do feel it limits the unit a little bit in terms of understanding just how good the unit can be, and how good it's going to be in certain events. Of course, AoE events are not everything, so being able to defeat AoE events is not mandatory for all units, but it's definitely something that I think is important to kind of note when you're talking about the unit. That yes, it can struggle a little bit when it comes to like performance in events with AoE if you don't have a Goku. But with that being said, I think they are really, really great and a ton of fun. In terms of links, you can focus on kind of two sets here. So Cold Judgment and Brainiacs are going to be big, crucial links for you, depending on what you want to run. Cold Judgment, Brainiacs together becomes very, very important. Huge defense, huge attack. Just everything together works really, really nicely. And then, of course, as well, you also have, Gaze of Respect and Demonic Ways. Very much a Gohan and Saiyan Saga Piccolo link. It's not really something you can, like, do. Like for me, it's not really something you can easily get around. I think there's like 2 decent units that give it. I mean, we saw the physical Piccolo gives Brainiacs and Cold Judgment. That's probably the best set. And then you can like run this guy with AGL Kid Gohan, who gives both sets as well. So there is some level of like decent linking partner, but you can't get all 4 major link sets really, and that's kind of like the big limitation or the big shame with the character. But aside from that, you're pretty good. Obviously gives their own key and support, so that helps. But yeah, overall a nice unit, just unfortunate timing. I think a big boon for Saiyan Saga, but I do think Saiyan Saga needs a bit more, and they probably run best on our Earthbred fighters, so a little bit all over the place, but still a very interesting and niche unit, and I think a lot of fun, just unfortunately out at the wrong time on Global. But yeah, bye.